Good afternoon, everybody. Anthony Aniano from RotoBaller Radio and RotoBaller.com with a continuation of our fantasy football preview series. Don't forget, head over to RotoBaller.com right now, use the promotional code ACES, and sign up for our fantasy football Premium Pass. Take advantage of the great content such as team sync tools, lineup optimizers, rankings, sortable rankings, waiver wire, you name it, RotoBaller.com, the place to be, as well as all the free content as well. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel and download the app. It's free, so take advantage of that. And if you're playing fantasy football, head on over to the FFPC, the home of season-long fantasy football. It's been 14 years since the FFPC filled their first league, and they've grown to be one of the world's largest commissioners. Not a single FFPC league has ever folded, and leagues are forming right now. FFPC has plenty of great slow draft and live draft formats, including best ball drafts for as low as $35. Best of all, every RotoBaller listener and viewer will get $25 off their first FFPC contest. Just go to rotoballer.com/FFPC to take advantage of this offer. Don't miss out on the FFPC experience, the home of season-long fantasy football. All right, folks. Hopefully you already checked out the fantasy football content coming through the RotoBaller YouTube channel. We have the mid-round quarterbacks video already out for you to check out. Well, here today we're going to talk about some late-round quarterbacks to consider for your fantasy football draft. Players going after round 11, after round 12, going late in your draft who can return a terrific investment, who you're drafting probably as your backup quarterback, or if you're really going to wait on quarterback, you get somebody as a backup, becomes a starter, and away you go. So 3 quarterbacks to consider late in your fantasy football drafts. And the first one, Matthew Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams. Current ADP, and all ADPs are based on the NFFC, National Fantasy Football Championship, 12-team league format. Those ADP dates starting from July 1st, so it's the most current ADP over about the last month. So Matthew Stafford currently going as pick 148.12. That's about the 8th pick in round 12 for Matthew Stafford, going as QB 20. So he's being drafted as a second quarterback. Matthew Stafford still has Cooper Kupp, healthy off the high ankle sprain. Van Jefferson ready to step up. Ben Skoranek as a third wide receiver. Tyler Higbee catching the ball at tight end. And Cam Akers in the backfield. So it's still a decent Heck, if you're taking Cooper Kupp in round 1, and I know you are, then Matthew Stafford is tied to Cooper Kupp's success, just like he was in 2021 when he threw 41 touchdowns and 287.4 yards per game. Last season was a completely lost season for the Rams. Injuries decimated them. They were lost, right? They ended up at Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Matthew Stafford only played 9 games. In those 9 games, still completed 206 passes on 303 attempts. 68% completion percentage. That's a terrific number. Still threw for over 2,000 yards in 9 games. 2,087. 231.9 yards per game. 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So about half the season, he still would have finished over 20 TDs. And his usual 15 to 16, 17 interceptions. He averaged 12.9 fantasy points per game in the 9 games he played. That's in a 4 points per touchdown format for Matthew Stafford. He's worth a flyer as your second quarterback. Like I said, he's currently going as QB 20. Let's say hypothetically you take Tua Tagovailoa, who I spoke about in the mid-round quarterbacks, and now all of a sudden you want to go grab Matthew Stafford, end of round 12, early round 13, just to protect yourself from the Tua, concussion situations that could develop. My second late round quarterback, Brock Purdy of the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, the elbow injury looks like he's going to be good to go, potentially week 1, maybe week 2, but Brock Purdy is currently engineering arguably the most talented offense in the NFL. If you told me you can have the quarterback who has Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and Eli Mitchell, don't forget he's there in the backfield as well, okay, and you could get that quarterback in round 15, where he's currently going in a 12-team league, currently going as quarterback 26. Currently going as pick 175.05. Then that's Brock Purdy. Now, I have Brock Purdy. I'm in a couple of 2 QB leagues. I've been able to get Brock Purdy as my 3rd quarterback in every one of those formats, and I'm thrilled. As long as he comes out healthy. And he doesn't have to be healthy week 1, week 2, week 3. Now, the people are hesitant with Brock Purdy. Why? Some people think Trey Lance still has a chance there. You got a lot of Sam Darnold off-season hype there now with the 49ers. 49ers do have a full quarterback room. But they've come out and said, when Purdy's ready, he's our guy. Now, does the former Mr. Irrelevant in the NFL draft continue the success he had last season, where he completed 114 passes on 170 attempts, 67.1%. It's a higher completion percentage than Tua, than Aaron Rodgers, than Jared Goff, okay? Brock Purdy threw for only 1,374 yards last year, only 152.7 yards in 5 starts. I think he played in 9 games. 5 starts for Brock Purdy. But in those 5 starts, threw for 13 touchdowns. Sign me up for that. 2.5 touchdowns per game. Only 4 interceptions. 12.3 fantasy points per game in the limited starts Brock Purdy had last year. Remember, it was Trey Lance, then it was Jimmy G, then it was Brock Purdy, and away the 49ers went. You're getting him as QB 26. Anytime you get the quarterback in what is arguably the best, most talented skill position set in the NFL, Brock Purdy worth a flyer there as quarterback 26, as a late round quarterback flyer. And number 3, this one might be the reach, but this is what we're talking about. We're talking about late round QBs. Take a look at the Atlanta Falcons and Desmond Ridder. Currently going as overall pick 186.74. Round 16.2. So he's just squeezing in some drafts. It's round 16, but he's going as QB 28. So he's right on the fringe if he's being drafted, if he's not being drafted. Okay, now, if you told me Desmond Ridder has Drake London, has Kyle Pitts, has Matt Collins as his second wide receiver, and now has Bijan Robinson, who is a true 3-down back, run the ball, catch the ball. Sign me up for the offensive draft capital that the Atlanta Falcons have surrounded Desmond Ridder with. There's no question marks about really Drake London. Everybody loves him. Everybody still loves Kyle Pitts, although he hasn't put it all together, in my opinion, yet. He still has more to show. Bijan Robinson's going in the first round. The question mark revolves Desmond Ridder. But I want to find out about that question mark on my team. Okay? Desmond Ridder last season did not throw an interception in 4 starts. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, started 4 games. Completed 73 passes on 115 attempts. 63.5% of his passes were completed. Threw for 708 yards, 177 yards per game. Tyler Algier did a lot of the heavy lifting. They still have Cordero Patterson as well in that lineup to catch the ball out of the backfield and do a jack-of-all-trades type of thing in that Atlanta offense. He averaged 9.7 fantasy points per game. Okay, Kyle Pitts was hurt at one point last season as well for Atlanta. Remember that. The point being with Desmond Ridder, if you had another quarterback there saying Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and Drake London, you'd be intrigued. And all I'm saying is in round 16, which is a draft them, and if you need to drop them for somebody else, it's a totally doable spot. You're not investing heavy draft capital, but a second-year quarterback with those weapons around him, he's a curious pick. He's an interesting pick in round 16. All right? So to recap, my 3 late-round quarterbacks to consider for your fantasy football draft: Matthew Stafford, round 12. Brock Purdy, round 15. Desmond Ridder, Atlanta Falcons, round 16. All right, everybody, give me a follow on Twitter at Aniano Fantasy. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. And make sure you get the app. It's free. Take advantage of that. And use that promo code ACES when you sign up for the RotoBaller Premium Package. As always, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio.